Hey viewers, how are yous? Just thought I'd do an update and tell you why I'm not doing anything on these planned gardens that I've been telling you about. This is the reason why. It just keeps raining. We've had about 100 mils over 2 or 3 days, and this is what my yard looks like now. So over the last 4 days we had something like 26 mils on the first day, 11 mils the next day, and 52 mils yesterday. And those recordings I do from 6 a.m. till 6 a.m. every day. And today we've definitely had an inch, and it's only 12 o'clock. So if you can see over on that side, that's where I want to put the dry creek riverbed. And you can sort of see a bit of a line of where the water is running, and that's exactly where I want to put it. So this is that low spot that I told you about before in past videos, where when it rains pretty heavily, this is where the water banks up. As you can see, the rockery here that I've put here manages that water really good, so there's no fallout, there's no mess anymore like there was, but the water's still not getting out as quick, even though there's 3 or 4 drains around here. The pipes just can't handle the mass amount of water. And this is just on the other side of the fence. There's another drain over there in that corner. You can see it just bubbling up a bit. The pipes that run all this, there's 2 lots of 90 mil pipes that run all this water out, is just not big enough for when we have these big downpours, really quick, hard downpours. So that's why I want to put this dry creek riverbed. So if you can see along the back there, if I run a bit of a drainage system which can take all that water to the back of that tank and direct it into a dry creek riverbed, all that water will then get out pretty quick, and all this water, especially you can see right here, it's probably about that high right there, it will all get out a lot quicker. But in saying that, it's not too bad. The drainage, once it stops raining, it'll be all gone within half an hour. But dry creek riverbed is what I want to help get rid of all that water, and it'll make a great feature too. Anyway, I have been doing some plans up for the dry creek riverbed. I might break them out now and show you. Alright, so basically what I did is just open up the computer, opened up the program, went onto Google Earth and took a picture of the latest snapshot they've done, put it on my program and focused in on that triangle area there. And you can see the house, the driveway, there's my tank, front fence runs along here, there's the side boundary. So the first thing I did was put this hedge in here. This is the red robins, because that's definitely going in no matter what. So I put that in. The second thing I put in was this straight pathway along here. So if I want to hedge this plant, I want to make it as easy as possible, so a straight pathway. And then I just threw in a couple of curves and wanted pathway to start up near the house and end down near the front gate. So I did that. I thought running this pathway in a straight line here parallel with the driveway would be a good idea. Just keeps everything in unison. So that was the first picture I did. So if you keep your eye on this sort of area here, call this the eyeball path for obvious reasons. I just thought, instead of having a straight pathway where you can see where you're going, by putting a bit more of a curve in leading to a dead end, just makes it more interesting because you don't know what's around the next corner. So I did that one. So go to the next picture, just threw in a pathway, just thought why not, another rounded one. Go to the next picture, and this is when I thought, okay, well, get rid of the eye, let's put in something round. Maybe we could put a water feature in there or something, and got your 4 pathways leading off there. I thought that was an okay idea. So go to the next picture. That's when I started coming up with maybe French garden ideas, and this one's obviously a square one, there's no circles in there. But the only thing I didn't like was this point here. I just didn't like it, just didn't suit, you know, the area. So I thought, well, let's go to the next picture. So I thought, well, let's make it round instead. So I put a rounded one in. Obviously you can see the pathways, some kind of water feature. These areas here would be some kind of plants or hedges, whatever. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pathways leading onto the driveway. I don't really want 4 pathways. I think it's a bit of an overkill. I only want maybe 3 at max. So let's go to the next picture. That's when I come up with maybe 2 circles. So put 2 circles in here. Have these straight pathways which are 90-degree angle with the driveway. Thought that'd be pretty cool. Another one up here. This straight line here was going to be sort of like a brick wall, so this would be like a top level, and this would be some kind of a bottom level. And as you can see, there's some kind of a blue line here which is supposed to represent a dry creek riverbed. This is the picture I started coming up with this idea. And let's go to the next picture. And I started really liking this picture. You can see I put the dry creek riverbed, made it blue now, so you know how to determine that, obviously. Put some straight pathways through here, changed all these round French garden type of things. I thought this is looking pretty cool now. Obviously hedges all around this area, pathways. This would be all grass in between here, maybe grass areas. So I started coming up with that idea. This pathway comes out in between these 2 lines, so I was pretty happy with that. That's around about the middle of the triangle. So I started liking that. So if you just keep your eyes on these round circle bits here. As I click to the next picture, they're straight now. I thought, well, maybe if I'm going to be doing some lawn mowing, straight lines would be good around these areas. So you can see now what colours determine what. Green obviously is grass, red is going to be some kind of hedge, and these yellow ones are going to be some flowery type of stuff. So that's the idea I come up with there. This brown stuff is supposed to be some kind of rocks, I suppose. So I thought that was pretty good. Starting to really like that one. Let's go to the next picture. Well, why don't we just try and do a bigger circle? Just may as well. Put the red robin hedge all the way down that side of the fence as well. Okay, and we come up with this picture. I thought, well, let's have a straight line all the way straight through. That's 90-degree with the driveway. So I thought, if I just go back to the last picture, just keep your eye on this area. You can see where I've changed it. And change these lines as well, so everything's running 90 degrees with the driveway. So I started really liking this. Hedges alongside here, a couple of pot plants either side of the pathways. This started looking good. Obviously a bridge, another bridge. So this started looking pretty cool. Let's go to the next. So if you have a look, I've gotten rid of that pathway now. I've put this round one like this and joined it halfway in the center with a straight through pathway which is parallel with the driveway. So if I just go back to the last picture, you can see that pathway I've continued through, and now I've got a round pathway here. Let's go back. I've just moved that around a little bit. Thought I'd just bring the red robin to stay around this French garden sort of an area. So I'm starting to think this is looking really good now. So go to the next picture. These round circles, they determine all these plants that I want to put. They're called crepe myrtles. beautiful looking bushes. They grow 3 to 4 meters tall, 3-4 meters wide, and they got some beautiful trunks on them. They're got beautiful bark colors, dark, light colors. But the thing about them is they produce a heap of these pretty coloured flowers all over them. Red, whites, mauves, you name it. They make it yellows. So I've got like about 25 of these crepe myrtles. They're only as big as your arm at the moment. They're only little baby ones. But that's alright. We haven't even got any of this done yet, so by the time I put them in, they'll be getting about 1 metre tall. So just keep your eye on this area here, this rounded path. I think I made it straight. Yeah, straight in this line. So I just thought, yeah, this is looking okay. I do like the round one though too. So I'm not really quite sure yet. Just throwing up all these ideas as I'm getting closer and closer to the plan that I want. So if we go to the next picture, just started to get a bit more colourful now, so I've started putting a bit of hedge work and flower work all around here, and hedges, and some more crepe myrtles, maybe right here I might put some mock oranges or some geisha girl balls, not quite sure, but thought that might be a good idea. So the only thing I wasn't happy with in this picture was this pathway here, how it ended. It went to nowhere. Like I could put a bench or something there, but you're probably better off having a bench around here so you can absorb the whole area, not just here. But anyway, just wasn't happy with this area, so if you just keep an eye on this area right here as I go to the next picture, I thought, okay, it's going to go somewhere now, so put a bit of a zigzag in, go over the top of the water feature, and there we go, we got the 2 bridges back again. But I still just wasn't happy with this area here because it now introduced a 4th pathway onto this driveway, and I only really want 3. So if you look at the next picture, keep your eye on this area. I just moved the river bed just a little bit, and then I could tweak this pathway and bring it back onto this one. And I thought, yep, this is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. But there's one more picture to go, and this is my finale. This is what I intend on doing. So you ready? Voila! So there's my pathway now. This straight pathway which I had, even though it was curved at one stage, I've zigzagged it around a bit to make it a bit more interesting. Got all my crepe myrtles all around all the rounded areas. Even got one over here. I've got 4 actually on the French garden area. Put rocks all around the riverbed, all the way right up to here. It's going to help obviously guide all the water down. A little bridge here, another little bridge there. Don't know what I'll put there, but maybe a water feature, I don't know. But that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. And these rounded areas here, this is where my paved pathway is going to be. I'll just put some kind of pretty round pathway here, maybe some kind of cobblestone setup. So I've got a few of these areas here, another one there, another one there, another half one there. So that'll just that'll make it more attractive around this area. So anyway, that's my ideas. They could be far-fetched. I might not even get there, but that's what I'm going to focus on, something like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. It'll probably change from time to time once I start getting going. Probably won't start for another couple of months, because now that I've started on the shed and on that bench build, I might finish that off so I can put all my tools away and I know where everything is. Make some space in that shed while I can, and it's still a little bit too hot outside, and as you know, we're getting plenty of rain. So I might just go back to the shed, but that's what I'm going to do out on that side of the property. It's going to take me a long time. I think it's going to be more than 2 years. But anyway, tell me what you think. If you want to add anything, put it in the comments, let me know what you think. But oh, and before we go, let's just discuss this Dry Creek riverbed. I don't think I'll be putting any waterproofing plastic right underneath it. I don't really want the water to stay there forever, but if anyone out there's got any ideas of a decent underlay where I can get it from, I may consider it if I can get it for the right price. And if I did do it, I would obviously have some kind of bottom area about here where I'd have some kind of pipe running all the way back up to the top here with a pump pushing it all the way up, and we'd have some kind of little waterfall. That's why I wanted this little area here, if I did decide to do that, and we'd have it all coming back down. But it does seem to be a fair bit of an area. We're probably looking at about 30-35 meters, I reckon, just there. So it wouldn't be cheap to put that rubber underlay under there, and if you got a water leak it'd be pretty hard to find. So the only other option is I could make this area around here just waterproof and have a little bit of a water feature trickling into it. So because right about here I do have power, so I can have some kind of power point here and a pump, so it's not like I have to worry about putting some kind of electricity plug in. It's already there, just got to extend it to wherever it needs to be. So anyway, if you've got any ideas out there about that, let me know. I'm going to leave it at that. So thanks for tuning in and listening to my dribble, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Having a Crack. And I really thank you guys for tuning in and watching all these videos. Alright, see you later. Bye bye.